Assalamualaikum. My name is Dr. Amber and today's practical is malarial parasite. As you guys have learned about malaria in the lecture given by Dr. Nadia, so we won't be discussing malaria in detail. However, we'll quickly review the name of the hemoparasites, which are Plasmodium, Trypanosoma, Leishmania, and Babesia. Now, how do we identify malaria in peripheral blood film? Diagnosis rests on microscopic examination of blood using both thick and thin Giamza stained smears. This thick and thin smear is the gold standard investigation for the diagnosis of malaria. Now, when you make making a good smear is essential for the definitive diagnosis of parasites. Thick smear is used as screening test to identify the malarial parasite, whereas thin smear is used to identify the species that requires observation of erythrocytes under oil immersion lens. Now, what are the differences between thick and thin film? Thick film requires more blood, whereas thin film requires only a drop of blood, and alcohol fixing is not required in case of thick film, whereas in thin film, alcohol fixing is the most important step in this thick film is used for the identification of genus Plasmodium, whereas thin film is used for the differentiation between Plasmodium species. Thick film contains more layer of erythrocytes, and thin film contains cell thick with erythrocytes layer flat, neither overlapping nor disturbed. In thick film, RBCs are distorted so that repression becomes living parasites, WBCs, and platelets in the smear. In thin film, RBCs are not distorted, so ring form can easily be seen in RBCs. The procedure for thick film. Thick smear of correct thickness is one through which new print is barely visible. It is dried for 30 minutes and not fixed with methanol, which allows RBCs to be hemolyzed, and leukocytes and any malarial parasite present will be the only detectable elements. However, due to hemolysis and slow drying, the Plasmodium morphology can get distorted, making differentiation of species difficult. Therefore, thick smear are used to detect infections and to estimate parasite concentration. For thin film, you air dry the thin smear for 10 minutes. After drying, the thin smear should be fixed in methanol. This can be done by either dipping the thin smear into methanol for 5 seconds or by dabbing the thin smear into methanol soaked cotton ball while fixing the thin smear. All care should be taken to avoid exposure of thick smear to methanol. You guys can see the picture below. It is showing a slide of thick smear and thin smear. Now, morphological differences between different plasmodia, but first we go on to the next picture. This picture, you guys are supposed to draw this picture in your practical notebook using H&E stain. Trophozoite, first one is the trophozoite ring form of Plasmodium vivax. Now let's look at the trophozoite ring form of Plasmodium vivax. It is ring shaped, and if you see closely, then cytoplasm is thick opposite to the nucleus. And in case of Plasmodium falciparum, several rings are present within one cell, and it contains 2 chromatin dots along the margin. And in case of for Plasmodium malariae and the whale, they are squarish shaped. Now next one is trophozoite mature form of Plasmodium vivax. It is amoeboid in shape. Falciparum is compact, and in case of malaria is like a band, and a whale is slightly amoeboid. In case of now next is schizont of the Plasmodium vivax. Schizont stage of Plasmodium vivax is schizont completely fills the RBCs. Completely in case of vivax, and it contain merocytes within that schizont. These are 12 to 24 in number, and if outside that schizont, if you see the small dots present, these are Schaffner dots. If the person is infected with the Plasmodium vivax, then that infected RBC would have Schaffner dots. Next is Plasmodium falciparum. In that there is it take two-third schizont takes up to two-third of the space of the RBCs, and it contains 24 to 48 24 to 28 merozoites, and outside the schizont there are small dots present. These are Maurer dots, which are present when a person is infected with Plasmodium falciparum. That person's RBC would contain Maurer dots. In case of Plasmodium malariae, schizons are arranged in rosette shape. If you guys can see, they are kind of rosette shaped. And it contains around 6 to 12 merozoites. And Plasmodium ovale, Plasmodium ovale basically fills 3/4 of RBCs, and it contains 6 to 12 merozoites. Now, if you look at this next two picture, gametocytes of Plasmodium vivax. One is a female gametocyte, and the next one is male gametocyte. In case of Plasmodium vivax, they are oval in shape, and in case of falciparum, they are a banana or a crescent shaped. And Plasmodium, if you look at Plasmodium malariae and ovale, they both are kind of round, slightly oval shaped, round. Now next is staining. Giamza stains are suitable for staining the smears. And how do we interpret the results of thick and thin smear? When the parasites are found, approximate number of parasites per thick film in 100x subjective is as follows. With 1 positive, that means 1 to 10 parasite per 100 film field. If 2 positives, means 11 to 100 parasite per 100 film field. 3 positive, meaning 1 to 10 parasite per thick film field. 4 positive, meaning more than 10 parasite per thick film field. You are supposed to observe 200 to 300 fields before reporting a smear as negative for malarial parasite. Thank you.